is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
Hey, I'm Panda, and I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movies.
And I'm Patrick Serrano. I'm a lifetime movie expert, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Fantastic.
We're back, everybody.
You know, one of our latest reviews on the Apple Podcast called us the morning zoo of Hallmark.
Real?
I wonder where they got that from. I wonder where we could possibly be compared to the morning zoo of Hallmark.
I don't know. I don't get it
Yeah.
personally.
We're so much more sophisticated than that.
Hey,
Are you trying to do an arm fart?
I was trying to do an arm fart.
And what you were doing is you were making the sound with your mouth.
Right. But it was because it wasn't going to come
But it
across.
wasn't a fart sound.
No.
You know this is an audio medium, right? Like you don't have to do it.
Yeah. Well, I realize that
Well,
now.
then try it. Try it for real since this is audio.
All right.
Let's
Give it a
do
go.
it. I can't do it.
nothing.
I will say, I think it's because I'm a little bigger, and so it's tougher to get the suction.
I would think the
That
bigger
would
you
help.
are, the
That
better
would
the
help the
noise.
suction.
You would think so. I don't know. I have no. That's
Man,
my working
Patrick
theory.
is signing off as we speak.
Yeah.
boy.
Wait, what's the morning zoo? Is that a show?
A morning zoo is like that old radio show that has all the buttons that's like point AM and like
It's
that's
just
what
like-
yeah.
normal morning shows, basically.
Yeah.
It's just like
Okay.
a
I've
lot
never
of
heard that.
noises and stuff.
Never heard that term. I'm picturing like animals, like where walking around. I don't know.
Not an actual
Right.
zoo.
A gorilla's
Okay.
up there. He's like, hey, all right,
I got a really good song for you today. It's a beat. You're gonna love it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gorilla Gary flipping track.
Welcome on the show, Larry the Lion. Larry, how are you? It's an exciting day today for everybody out there that hasn't been listening to Deck the Lifetime Uncorked. They think, oh, I don't do Lifetime. Oh, I'm Hallmark only in this house. First of all, you're missing out. Second of all, you're missing out on Patrick. Patrick, host of Deck the Lifetime Uncorked, editor, writer extraordinaire for lifetimeuncorked.com. Patrick, welcome to an official Deck the Hallmark episode. It's great to have you.
I know. I'm back for a real episode, not a preview episode. This is like a dream come true. You know, I've been waiting for this moment. Some people wait for what is it that Kelly Clarkson song? Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Yes,
That's right. Yeah.
Any new listeners we got from Kelly Clarkson are tuning this and be like, they don't know Kelly. I'm out.
Patrick, we had you on in 2018
For
before
preview episode 6.
before we did even one season.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
have you taken it personally that you've not come back for an actual episode since then?
No, you guys have been busy. You know, I've been doing my thing. So I knew it would come. I knew the call would come. And when the call comes, you have to show up. So here I am.
There
And
you
it's
are.
not like Patrick hasn't been doing his
No
own
kidding.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we are all doing stuff.
I got to be honest. When we started the podcast, this is true, Patrick. I've never told you this. I listened to an episode of Lifetime Uncorked before Brandon and I were going to be guests, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is funnier than anything that we're going to do.
Yep.
It's funnier than anything we're going to do." And I
Aw.
can't believe we're going to continue to do our dumb Hallmark shtick when people can go and listen to this guy because he's hysterical. I'm not making that up. You're that funny. And so, for people that
Thank
haven't checked
you.
out Lifetime Uncorked, the guy's
the
a
OG,
riot.
the OG Eps.
That's
with
exactly right.
Drew Bear, like
The whole gang.
it doesn't get any better.
I mean, come on.
It is
Um,
funny.
but
Real
it's
funny.
been an absolute.
It is not family friendly. Let's put that in there.
Yes.
I've definitely
Fair.
cleaned up
Yes.
I've cleaned up my act for you guys. Okay.
This is the Godwink episode. So let's make sure we put that disclaimer out there. God may not be winking at you to listen to Lifetime Uncorked, but I would suggest I'll wink at you. I'll give you a wink to go over there.
It's a
and check it
Dan
out.
wink.
It's a Dan wink.
It's a Dan wink.
That's right.
Close. Yeah.
That's the sound. We don't have chimes. We just have. Wow. That's the sound.
Yeah,
of
That's
Dan wink.
horrifying.
I know.
When
but-
Dan winks, life stops.
That's right.
That's exactly what happens. But Patrick, it's been an absolute joy to have you on all season covering some Lifetime movies since you are a Lifetime movie expert. I do want to ask you, and I haven't asked you this, best if somebody's going to watch a one Lifetime Christmas movie this year. The Christmas week is upon us. We're getting real close to being 1 week away from Christmas. Maybe someone wants to squeeze in a Lifetime. What's the one that you're sending them to this year? And why is it Reba?
Okay, yes. We all know it's Reba. Okay, like gather the family around, put on your sequins dresses or suits or whatever you want to wear. I don't care. And just get ready to be charmed by Reba. And she has so many light up candles that it's amazing, and you'll just love it. There's singing, there's dancing, there's Reba. What? There's Christmas. What more could you want?
It's Christmas in tune, everybody.
Yeah.
And that's not a cartoon, TOON.
no.
I found that out.
No.
Oh,
the hard way.
Reba. But you can listen, you can watch the movie, and then you can listen to the Deck the Lifetime Uncorked episode where we review it and have a lot of fun with that. It's an absolute blast. And Dan, you've enjoyed the Deck the Lifetime Uncorked episodes because you don't have to watch the movie.
I don't have to watch the movies, and I get the pleasure of these two guys' company.
How
And
mad
so,
are you
I mean,
that you don't get to do that for every movie?
Occasionally, like I want to be in on it. Like there's some movies, like the one we're going to talk about tonight, that I feel like you really have to be there.
You have to be there.
But there's other times where I'm more than content to just listen to you two, and I get the biggest kick out of it. It's like I get to listen to the episode first, and I just chime in occasionally with my own thoughts, which is wonderful. It is the laziest podcasting I get to do, which is great because I show up during my planning period of teaching to do it. And so It works out great. I show up, Patrick can attest, I got a Reese cup in one hand, a sandwich in the other, trying to eat real quick, do an episode, get back to work. So it's been a blast. I have loved every second of it.
So fun.
It's the highest form of art.
Yeah, it is.
What Dan is doing. Real quick before we dive into the Godwink, Universal Yums. I believe I saw on the Facebook today there was a Universal Yums app. They know me. Facebook does, and an ad, and it said that you could still order and get it in time for Christmas. So you can still get the Christmas box, from what I understand, if you order like right now.
Right now.
So go to universalyums.com/Hallmark to get the official snack of the holiday season. You're not going to regret that. A big old box. And guys, we had the honor of getting to vote on the window displays.
We did.
That Greenville.
That's true.
And two things came to mind. One, what a great city we live in.
Come on.
So
best
good.
And
city.
two, as much as I love our studio here in off Lawrence Road, I want to move to downtown on Main Street so we can do a window, because I feel like we could compete with the best of them.
We could.
I think we could.
Especially if we hired it out to our double deckers.
Oh.
We could definitely
Oh my
compete
gosh.
at that point.
If we get a Colin down there
and a Callaway and a Sabaga, and a Grimes.
Oh
my
it's
gosh.
done at that point.
Grimes is
Stop
just
it.
one giant yarn.
I mean, come on.
everything's yarn.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yarn
Yeah.
for days. So
If I
anyways,
could take the pictures, we're
Yeah.
good to go.
I
my
love
gosh.
it. I love it. But that Greenville, come on down, everybody, because I think you're going to have a fun time.
And we're not moving
this
to Main
holiday
Street anytime soon because
No,
that
we're
junk
not.
is expensive.
BrambleJamPlus.com.
Yes.
BrambleJamPlus.com. Join the fun on the Facebook group.
That's
and
right.
maybe you can get a shout out for your hobbies like yarn and photography. Guys, are you ready to dive into Godwink?
Yes, please.
Godwink 4. What if Godwink was one of us?
Very exciting. Patrick's here. He's going to do the synopsis because it's an art form.
Yes, it
and
is.
He's the who's a good artist? John Ralphio.
John Ralphio would be a great
He's the
one.
John Ralphio.
Yeah.
Of synopses. But Godwink, Miracle of Love, originally aired on December 11th, 2021, and it went a little something like this.
Joy has beauty and brains. Okay, so we just started putting that in our cap. She has it all. She just got her doctorate, and she's getting job applications sent around the world. Okay. Next we have Eric. Eric, he only has beauty. He doesn't have brains. He's failed his pastor exam twice. I didn't even know there was a pastor exam. But he is in the process of transitioning to the lucrative career of writing. He's going to be a writer and make all the money.
He's so
He's
dumb.
so dumb.
So they both decide to take a little break, from the job hunt to help others, okay? And they accept a fellowship to Advent in Oshkosh, air quotes, bagosh after it always. Joy and Eric accidentally get into the same rideshare as you do, and they realize they're going to the same place. So they're like, let's just ride together. And they ride together and they have fun. And when they get to Oshkosh bagosh, Eric and Joy, they get Kringles, which I know are your guys' favorite.
Kringles!
Yes, and they talk about their hopes and dreams, as one does. And they spend most of the time while they're there, like demoing a home. And it's not like a cool HUTV demo. They just like write on walls and like paint it over the writing, and that's like symbolic. Um, there's also a hunk named Tony who owns the house, and he has a very pregnant wife and a little kid who doesn't want to move. So Joy lives up to her name. She's singing and doing carols all over the place. But the home repairs are interrupted by Joy's pesky boyfriend, Danny. And Danny, he buys her a house. He didn't tell her he was like going to buy her house. And he tells her that he loves her. But she's like really not feeling it. And she doesn't say she loves him back. And that really like hurt my feelings. Joy admits that she's like conflicted about the relationship, and she talks to the inn owner Katie, who tells her all about Godwinks, which is the title of this movie, and encourages her to look for signs everywhere because if it's meant to be, God will wink at you, and then you can be with Eric. Joy finally comes clean about her boyfriend, just as her and Eric are about to kiss. It's like the worst timing ever. And he's like, you know what? Like, let's put a pin in this. We're going back to our lives. We've only known each other for 2 weeks. And then let's see. Oh, before he leaves, he gives her a compass necklace, and the necklace is her way to find her way back to him. So she goes home. She talks to her dad about Godwinks, and he's like, follow your heart. Eric gets word that she also breaks up with Danny while she's there. I almost forgot he was in this movie. Eric gets word that Joy is coming back, and he's so excited. He goes to the airport to pick her up. And as he's getting into the car, there's a car trouble. I don't know what the problem was. I'm not a mechanic. But he goes under the car. He gets like something triggers a parking brake, and the car literally runs him over. Yeah.
Not my Hallmark.
It was crazy. So Joy and the townies, they all pray for him. And the nurse is like, wow, it's really weird. When Joy's in the room, he stabilizes. His little beep beeps are totally good. When he leaves, flatline. And that's really, truly what happens because it's a miracle. And she's a miracle. And she gives him the necklace. And she says, find your way back to me, baby, sweetie pie. And then he does. And she helps him through physical therapy. And then he gets a job at a newspaper. And that is a Godwink Christmas miracle of love.
Yeah!
Oh my goodness.
We did it. Nicely done, sir.
Man.
Thank you. I got lost a little bit, but I just improvised.
It always is inspiring. Always is inspiring.
I feel like God's winking at
God
me
winks
right
at every one of Patrick's synopses.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
That's
for
awesome.
Sure.
He's tearing up. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, man, I got what's that in my eye?
What's that in my eye?
Is that a big old God
Just
tear?
one of them.
that a
Just
big
one
old-
of my eyes.
We're going to take a quick break, and we are going to come back and talk about the fact that a man got run over by a car in a Hallmark movie. It's a lot. We'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark.
Oh, snap. It's time. Let's do it.
Oh my goodness. Can I tell you something right
What
now?
do you think it is?
I got a couple weeks off.
Okay.
And you know what I'm sick of?
What are you sick of?
Staring at my terrible window
And
coverings.
I hate your window coverings.
They're
I'm
awful.
offended by your windows covering. Your window covers are
But you know what?
nothing.
You know what? I got some cash for Christmas.
Okay.
But not enough to get the good stuff. And I want the good stuff. The good window coverings.
Well, I've got the good news for you.
Dude, Blind Chalet?
Blind Chalet.
But I need a discount break.
Will you just pipe down and let me tell you the good
Okay,
news?
Please.
Blind Chalet is going to give you the good stuff, but at the bad stuff cost. Let me explain.
What?
Blind Chalet is going to give our listeners 55% off
55% off.
their entire order. You could get window coverings for your entire house, for your neighbor's house, for your dog house, and still get 55% off of all of that stuff. So you get the good stuff, but at 55% off. It makes it like the bad stuff.
You can get the good stuff at the bad stuff prices?
Yes, 55%
What
off.
are you waiting for?
That's what I'm saying. All you got to do is go to blindchalet.com and enter Hallmark 55. That is blindchalet.com and enter Hallmark 55.
Hallmark 55.
Hallmark.
Hallmark 55.
Not Hallmark. It's Hallmark
Hall.
55.
Yeah.
to get 55% off your first order. That's blindchalet.com. And don't forget, the entire holiday season is brought to you by Philo. Philo, you can watch Lifetime. You can watch Hallmark. You can watch The Gag. You can watch
BET, VH1, Up, INSP.
So many holiday movie hub.
The Holiday Movie Hub.
And you get 25% off 2 months. That's going to last you through the winter movies on
That's
Hallmark
right.
channel.
That's right.
All you got to do is go to philo.tv/DTH. That is philo.tv/DTH to get 25% off today.
I mean, what are we doing? Patrick's up there looking like, how do we even have any ads? You told him to go to Frallmark 55.
That killed me. I mean, I almost lost it on.
But be honest, you just bought a ton of
window
blinds.
coverings.
I did
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
We need window coverings in Chicago because it's chilly, so
Yeah.
the discount really is nice. So I'm
Well, what's
into it.
wild is he put in Frallmark 55 and paid full price. He paid good stuff price.
Doesn't matter. I was into it. I was like, whatever.
Whatever it takes. Hallmark 55, everybody. Hallmark. That's the show that we're
the
doing
one
here.
thing you can't mess up is the code.
No, the URL as
Yeah,
well.
that's important.
There's a couple of things.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's what tricks me up. Hey, and by
Where
the-
was the R?
Frallmark.
Frallmark.
frolic your way to Hallmark 55.
That's
Hey, let's do this. Let's start with the hot take. Let's share exactly how we felt about this movie. This is our fourth Godwink movie.
Fourth one,
Yes.
baby.
Many
Oh
years,
my
4
gosh.
seasons, 4 Godwinks. I think we've disliked all of them. I can look at the book and find out. But Panda, let's kick things off. What did you think about Godwink
Feeling
4?
good about this, guys.
Guys, let me tell you, I love trilogies in general. I think trilogies are a lot of fun. But then when you go to a fourth one, that's it's a risky. It's
Next level.
risky.
Yeah.
A lot of things can go wrong.
Yeah.
Star Wars has been a little shaky after the first 3.
Yeah.
When you think about the Matrix, the fourth one's coming out. Will it be the trilogy?
The trilogy wasn't good either.
It wasn't
Indiana
fantastic.
Jones.
Indiana
The
Jones is
fourth
a great
one,
example.
real
Fourth one,
bad.
real bad.
Yeah.
We'll see about the Matrix. That's TBD.
Yeah.
So I came into this with some fear and trepidation, especially since we had such a banger of a trilogy to start with.
Let's say, what happens when the trilogy's bad, Panda?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey guys, I just read the book. We don't like any of these movies. That's just it.
Hey guys, I got some bad news.
What?
Fourth isn't looking real hot either. Guys, this movie is the craziest of the Godwinks. Like it, I don't know any other way of saying it. This movie is hot garbage.
Yep.
It is so bad. It has made we ragged on the other movies for being like, oh man, the acting and all this stuff. This movie takes the cake. The acting's atrocious. The plot is ridiculous. It is an all-time bad for me for this year. It's in my bottom 5. But that said, I was entertained the whole freaking time. I don't know where that puts me on this.
The whole time you were entertained.
Yeah.
Start to
It wasn't-
stem to stern.
It
Entertained.
wasn't just when he got ran over.
Here's what it was.
Dumb guy got run over by his own truck.
I think those final 30 minutes.
Tinkering with things he shouldn't tinker.
Is that starter underneath the car? Probably closer to the top, you dummy. My starter. It's gonna be way under here.
Oh, no.
Where's that starter?
Don't.
Give me my wrench.
Here's the deal. I was entertained, and mostly because I couldn't believe that this ever aired.
Yeah.
It is-
Oh, look.
I could not believe for even a Hallmark movie, this is next level. It was like they threw this together on the cheapest budget they could have possibly found. The acting was, the lines were delivered with the passion of a middle school, like impromptu play, like when you hand the kid a little script up front. It was, guys,
You're
it was
like, did
brutal.
this air on Frallmark or something?
Hallmark, this is guys, it was brutal. But somehow I will never forget this movie.
There you
I
go.
forgot the other Godwinks. I couldn't tell you between this one. I will never forget.
No.
So there you go. That's where I'm at.
Patrick, have you seen a Godwink before, or was this your first?
Oh
first
no,
one?
I've experienced them all, and yeah, I experienced this one as well.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
Share with us your hot take. What do you think about this one?
So here's the thing. I'm coming from Lifetime world, right? Which is really bleak right now because they're doing 30 movies in 30 days or something crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Every night a new movie, and every night they aren't that great except for the ones with people that are stars that you would know. So this movie was refreshing. Okay. I was like, yes, I love Godwinks. I understand what that means. And there's action. There was a car scene. There was a airport that was there. It was great. It was great. um and also we have new talent coming in, right? So we have the girl who played Joy and the guy, and they're new. I've never seen them before, so I thought that was fun that they're getting an opportunity. Maybe they're the future of Hallmark, and maybe that's what we have to look forward to, right?
Oh, wow.
So I would say it wasn't good. I didn't like it, but when that car came in, I was like, I gasped and I was like, oh my goodness, I did not see that coming. And I'd say I was entertained. Sadly, I really was.
We're flying back from New Jersey from Christmas Con, and I'm watching this on the plane, and Brandon's sitting next to me, and that car runs him over, and I literally just throw my hands in the air like this.
Yep.
Like
I think that's what everybody did when they
couldn't believe what was happening.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it.
100 out of 100 people wouldn't have got, like, there's not a single person who would have guessed that this movie gets run over.
No.
I don't think it would have happened.
No.
I didn't see it coming.
It's crazy.
So first of all, I want to say this. I think we can all agree, Oshkosh Bagosh, fantastic company.
Yes.
They make great stuff. And I did a deep dive, and they are from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So that's great.
There you go. Cool.
If you guys recall, shout out to Oshkosh.
What's going on here? Enter promo code Frallmark at checkout.
Did I buy stock at Oshkosh Bagosh today? Yes. So if you guys remember last year, I talked about how the Godwink movies, like, they're not winky enough. Like, they're just like standard Hallmark movies. Like, this is a coincidence. Like, I fell in love. That's a Godwink. It wasn't winky enough. This was pretty winky. This was winky. The guy gets run over and the girl can't leave the room. That's winky.
That's not a wink. That's a lie.
That's pretty winky.
That's a lie.
So I will say this. Kudos to the Godwink franchise for upping the stakes mightily. And I would just say take it down a notch because I wasn't expecting it. That was shocking.
It's been too winky, and now
it's too winky.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sitting down on my couch. I turn on Hallmark. I'm ready for a good time. And the guy gets run over. There's no warning. That was winky. So I didn't see that coming.
You think him getting run over was a Godwink? God looked down at that tow truck, that snowplow, and gave it the old winksy, and it ran him over stem to stern. That's what happened.
I mean, again, we don't need to get into the theology of God's sovereignty here.
Our lead can't get into it because he's run over and he failed his preaching classes twice.
We'll get to that. This is all I'm trying to say. No, the movie is not great. Yes, the stakes are significantly higher than any other Godwink movie, and so kudos to that. I agree with what everybody has said about the acting in this movie. It's not there's a lot here. But I did have a good time. I had fun. This is probably my favorite of the Godwink franchise because I actually enjoy this one and things really happen. So kudos.
Favorite one.
Name another one.
Meant for Love.
What was that?
This is a Busby one.
Okay. And what?
Weren't the cars like pointed in the same direction? The first one, Paul Campbell and Kimberly Sustad, and I know about your MS across the street.
Yeah,
that happened.
That's him.
Yes, that's that movie.
He's the MS guy.
They do the card across the street. I know about your MS.
That's a better one.
That one's probably my favorite. Yeah, and then this one. But
there's a carousel in it.
Yeah, I remember the carousel.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Yeah,
Brooke had one last year that was better. This is a terrible movie.
Nah, this one's fun. This one's fun.
It's
and a guy gets run over.
Fun.
All I'm trying to say is good times.
Good time.
And that's where I'll leave it. Dan?
Guys, there comes a time. Give me one. No, give me one right here.
Give me full boy?
Full boy. We have a lot of fun here at Deck the Hallmark. But something that apparently we cannot joke about is the Godwink. Because these movies have become an absolute cancer in Hallmark's soul. This is an atrocity. It started as a seemingly just benign, bad movie with 2 good leads. And it has snowballed into something that is simultaneously unwatchable and that you cannot take your eyes off of. Every year, we mark our calendars for what is going to be the worst movie of the year, and it's the Godwink. If God's winking, he's winking at bad quality. That's what he's winking at. This movie is terrible. It's colossally dumb. And the only thing that makes it worse is that somehow we determined that we found a true story with a guy that almost dies. And so we pigeonhole that into a fun Hallmark movie so that we are forced to take it seriously. And I'm sorry, I can't take it seriously. This thing's dumb. It's bad. It's got a truckload of wait whats. The acting is suspect at best. It is an equal opportunity offender of people of faith and atheists alike. It has no business being on any channel from Hallmark all the way through your entire TV guide lineup, whether you have Friendly or Direct TV. Stop it. Stop putting these on the air. I'm done. I can't do another one. If it gets any worse, it's just going to be a picture of white noise for an hour and a half. I can't do it. I can't. It's awful.
But were you not entertained?
The last 20 minutes jolted me awake. The first hour of this movie, I was bored to tears and thought it can't get worse. And then I got jumper cables hooked up to my sternum, and this guy got run over by his own truck like a moron. And I was like, how can they top this? And they're like, I'll see you ran over by your own truck, and I'll raise you, leaves the room, and vitals drop. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine a world where this is making it on television. Not even on like MeTV or like public broadcasting. It's terrible. It's awful and it's embarrassing, and everyone involved should be ashamed.
So Cindy Busby has had MS with Benjamin Hollingsworth. Paul Campbell and Kimberly Sustad I think it's just the
original,
carousel.
just the carousel
doesn't work or something.
I combined the two.
Yeah, and then the cars coming together. Yeah, that's that. Any way you dice it, though. I know about your MS. Let's get to all the feels. It's part of the show. We talk about one of this movie gave us feels. Panda?
Yeah, how about when he gets run over by a car? Otherwise, there's not a feel to be found in this. How can you get feels when every line is delivered like they're just, I don't, it's just the worst, guys. I don't even know. No, but him getting run over by a car was shocked.
Yeah. Patrick?
Well, they wanted me to feel all the feels with that necklace. Okay. That necklace, they set it up at the beginning. He's like, find your way back to me. And she was like, all right. And she puts it on. And then she's like sitting by the hospital bed, and she like takes it off, and she like puts it in his cold dead hands. And she's just like, please come back to me. So that was supposed to give me feeling. And it did. I think I need a compass necklace now so I can find my true love, and that would be amazing.
Be awesome. Yeah.
So it gave me an idea. I don't know if it gave me a feeling.
You guys remember when Kathy Lee was a part of these movies?
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
Even she's like, I can't.
I think that was the one actual Godwink. Yeah. God was like, you get her out here.
Get out. On a serious note, I didn't love like the explanations or the notes that were written on the door, but I do like. I think
the concept.
I like the concept. I thought all the notes were very dumb, and I didn't like them talking about it, but I like the idea of it, of writing on walls before you move in and stuff like that. I like that, and so yeah, that gave me some.
But not a fan of their generic.
Love is on these walls and in your heart.
Good gosh.
Get out of here,
man. There's a scene in this movie where a doctor tells a kid that they have to eat cheeseburgers every night, and I will say this: you're going to be surprised at what I say next. That is not ridiculous because it happened to me in real life. I was in a massive car accident when I was 16 years old. I broke my femur, and I lost a lot of blood, and my hemoglobin level or something dropped to a dangerously low level. And I was in the hospital for a week. I got home from the hospital, and my parents informed me that I was supposed to legitimately just eat as many cheeseburgers as I could. And I honestly was like, we were like, these drugs are amazing. and come to find out, my iron level was low, and that was the quickest way to raise my iron level. And so it was awesome. I literally sat in a chair and ate cheeseburgers and played video games for like a month. And I probably gained 30 pounds, but I was here for it.
So what's your excuse now? Your
Yeah,
hemoglobin's still low there?
No.
Cheeseburger?
No.
The doctor told him that. Like,
The doctor
how many
told me
years
that
ago? Hey,
22
doctor
years
told
ago,
me.
and I'm still on it. I'm like,
He
hey,
said,
I just need to sit and eat beef.
It's an all-time pass. You get to do whatever you want to. I am getting word here on the Facebook group. You can watch live remembertheplus.com that he did get run over in real life. That's a part of the true story.
Yeah.
And someone tagged me. I'm not the one that called him dumb for doing so. That was Dan. I think we were all just very surprised that it happened.
Here's what I can tell you
What
is
can you
that
tell
the
me?
guy in real life, there is no world where he knows the starter is bad in his car. We'll do it now. I got more weight what's. The starter is bad in that car. The starter. There is no world where he clicks it and goes, I got to get underneath this bad boy. There's no world. He's not trying to get that starter fixed from underneath the truck.
Okay, here's the only reason why. Let me ask you a question. Was this a thing back, like, because they were an older couple? They modernized this. So how about in like the 1930s or 40s? Is that possible?
30s or 40s.
Because look, I don't think either one are
Here's
still
what I
alive
think
today,
is possible is that the parking brake system of the 30s and 40s
failed.
a lot worse than it is now.
Yes.
That's possible. But I feel like there had to be a different reason that he got under the car.
I don't know.
That
I would
was
never ever get under a car
No.
in any circumstance.
why. Hear me out. While parked next to a curb in front of a diner, like I don't know why you would do that under any circumstance. It's freezing cold.
On a
Your car
hill.
doesn't, like on a hill where as soon as the parking brake goes, even though, mind you, the car's still in park. It's still in park. So not only did the parking brake go, but somebody shifted that lever to neutral. That was God or a ghost, or maybe that was a demon. I don't know. Somebody popped that one down real quick.
Do you think the demons are working
it's a demon dig and a Godwink. They're back and forth because if the parking brake goes, the car's still in park. The parking brake snapping shouldn't cause the car to roll on him. Unless it's shifted out of park, which it wasn't.
Maybe.
I just want to know the true story. I guess I need to do
Here's
a little
what
bit more
happened.
research.
In the true story, he was driving a stick shift because it happened 50 some years ago. And that means it's in neutral. And as soon as the parking brake's off, it's in neutral and it rolls down the thing. That's what happened. But in this movie, no, cars in park.
Yeah, that's tough.
Bad.
That's tough.
Real bad.
That's a sticky wicket. That's a sticky
It's just bad movie making
well,
is what it is.
We'll agree to.
Agree.
Let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back with the Wait What's and the What the Hallmark here on Back the Hallmark. 2 words. First word.
Back.
Second word.
Blaze.
Yeah, back Blaze. Guys, I am so sick and tired of trying to figure out what's the freaking cloud about. I don't know. I don't have time to figure it out. That's where Backblaze comes in handy because for $7 a month, you can get unlimited backup for your Mac, for your PC with no gimmicks, no add-ons, no gotchas. Your movies, your music, your photos, your videos, your projects, all the data. Backblaze has you covered. And they've had over 1 billion gigabytes. What? Backed up and man, what? Sheesh. That's wild. 55 billion files were stored for customers. This is crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, just the cloud and all this stuff.
I don't get it at all, but it's
Unbelievable.
phenomenal. Take the confusion out of the cloud. Go over to Backblaze and you'll be good to go. And they're going to give you a 15-day free trial. Just by going to backblaze.com/deck, you're going to have plenty of time to upload and download some files to see what it's all about. 15-day free trial. Go to backblaze.com/deck today. Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, yes.
We're talking Godwink, and we're here with the Wait What's.
See if
And
we
I'm
can
gonna
find one. It's just
I'm
airtight.
gonna-
Oh man.
I'm going to start with my good friend Panda. Panda, what you waiting and what you wasn't?
Guys, there's several things. Let's start off with the fact that this guy fails preaching class twice. As somebody who has legitimately gone through preaching class a handful of times, I'm not here to tell you that in seminary it's one of your easier classes. I'm not here to say that. However, in my
Yes, you
experience, it's one of the easiest classes
Yes.
you could possibly
Yes.
take.
Yes.
Mainly because they build into the fact that some people aren't gifted public speakers.
Bingo.
Nevertheless, they maybe feel called into something. So they're very concerned. But to fail preaching class, not once, but twice, that is next level. I'm telling you, as somebody who has graduated, that is next level.
Do you
bad.
know how rare it is
Oh my gosh.
to be told from a professor that you shouldn't be a pastor?
At a seminary
At a seminary.
that needs your tuition money.
Yeah. That doesn't happen.
It is rare.
But how about this? This guy not only is told that, not only fails once, but he saddles back up and he tries again. Holy cow.
And then, guys, buckle up. He fails again.
It's crazy.
How? How do you do that? That is next. I don't, guys. I don't know how to express. Like, yes, you should not be. If that's what seminary is he going to? These guys are cutthroat. Or maybe
right.
he's just. What did he get up there to do?
I tell you
Maybe
what.
we'll look at the Bible. Maybe we won't. It's a wild card.
But
I tell you what, the University of Phoenix, they don't just give anybody a seminary degree. I really wanted to be a Phoenix, and I'm not.
I
Unbelievable.
don't understand.
Phoenix.
I got my master's from University of Phoenix, and I am one. I just want to be very
Shout out.
Shout out.
to
Shout out to
Phoenix.
Phoenix. At one point,
And it shows.
Yeah,
You're-
I know it
you're
does.
flying,
I'm a
baby.
Phoenix. I'm on fire.
Yeah, you are.
you rise from those ashes.
That's right.
Every time.
That's actually what they make everybody that graduates do on graduation day. They give you your diploma virtually, and then you got to sit there and go, caca!
That's right.
It's just one caca after another.
It takes a very long time to get through graduation.
It's a cacophony.
Go
I'm
Phoenix.
sorry. I'll see myself out, everybody.
That was awful. At one point, going back to Eric, a lot of these are centered around Eric. I feel bad for him. He says that no. Here we go. He says that working with his dad has allowed him to do anything mechanical or electrical. Guys, as he plugs in Christmas lights. As he plugs in Christmas lights. I'm going to ace with the electrical.
Oh my god! Oh, what a dummy, dumb.
Guys, I know at this point this seems so minute compared to the rest of it. They don't care about HIPAA laws. They're just sharing this guy's.
No,
just
yeah,
toss it out there. And then I just the final wait. What I have is this guy has just crashed. His vitals have bottomed out. It takes forever for nurses to get in there. In fact, no one actually does. Joy has time. Somebody has time to go get Joy, bring her back to the room. She comes back. His vitals immediately go back to normal, to which the doctor then responds, all right, everything looks good, and then leaves Joy alone in the room. I'm concerned about him as a doctor. Maybe he's at the same place that Eric tried to go to seminary where he got his doctorate. I don't know. This is wild, guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I got.
It's a wild ride out there. Patrick,
You know what's sad is I
what's
have
that?
12 wait whats and you took none of them.
I've got more, dude. I had to limit it. I
I'm
have.
just telling you,
This is the most wait what's I have
movie
ever
is
had.
just the gift that keeps on giving. I'm praying that you guys take some.
I didn't even mention the grueling deadline of a 300-word article in the weekly nonprofit
That's right.
newsletter.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Those are big time. It's big time.
It's tough. I don't know.
Patrick.
Patrick, what you got?
Oh boy. So yes, well, I didn't like write down quotes, but like something that I was like, wait, what? Was like, why did it take her so long to tell Eric that she had a boyfriend? Like they were together for 2 weeks. That really actually made me angry because when I'm in a relationship with a nice person, then I would want to have open and honest communication. So if I'm dating somebody, I would obviously tell someone who's clearly flirting with me that I'm in a relationship. And it's just like not.
She does everything possible aside from physically cheat before she tells him that she is in fact in a long-term 5-year relationship.
And he's buying her house. Like,
Yes.
that was
that was-
crazy to me. And okay, if this is based on a true story, which it is, and all these Godwinks are, which is a wait what to me too, because I'm like, what? No way. Like if I was this character, if this character was based on me, I wouldn't really want that in my movie about me. You know, I'd be like, let's leave that like part out, or like maybe I tell him a little bit sooner, not like
Really,
right
they
as
really
we're
throw her under the car as well in this movie, huh?
yeah, they do. And then the other thing that I was like very confused about was like, okay, he gets run over by the car, Eric does. Um, and it was very scary when like they show the shot of him like in his like body's like on the road, like in like a chalk man type of outline thing. Um, then the doctor, like the inn owner, like is also a doctor, and he's like, "Hey guys, I was at this liver seminar today, and I learned this special technique, and I wouldn't have been able to save Eric if I didn't do that. It's a Godwink, huh?" And then he like winks, and like everyone's like, "Wow, that's such a Godwink! Hooray for us!" Like, how did his liver get injured? I don't understand why it was a liver surgery, and it was very strange that he was just like in a class, just like just dropping by a class. I don't know. Like, is that what doctors do? They just go to classes and just sit there?
Christmas Eve liver class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he rushed
don't
back
know.
home. Thank goodness.
It was very specific. Like the thing with all of these, everything in this movie is that it was so specific that you're like, I don't know why we chose to go that far
Well,
deep into it, right?
What's wild is we have a movie, Once Upon a Christmas Miracle, also known as Christmas Delivered, where we have a movie about a guy who gives part of his liver to a girl and they fall in love and get married. Not a Godwink movie. It came out in 2018. We had the real
Great
life
movie.
We had the real life couple on our show. It's a wonderful story. They've clearly fabricated so much of this story. There's no way a doctor on Christmas Eve was taking a liver surgery class.
What did they say it was Christmas Eve?
Well, the night he performed
Yeah,
it.
is Christmas Eve.
And he was doing it that morning and he was on his way back.
Isn't it, everybody?
I mean, I don't doubt. Here's what my thing with the Godwink stories. I don't doubt that any of these events occurred. I don't. I don't doubt that there is, because I think I really do think he probably had the class. I think the chronology's a little interesting.
Apparently that he got run over during the summertime, according to one of our double deckers.
Okay. So and that makes the movie just like you said, watching
So what I'm
you're not
saying
in
is
class.
we have a real
Christmas
story. Delivered. It's a movie about this actually happening, and they made it and they crushed it, and they didn't need to make this world that Godwink tries to do.
Yeah.
To make it a Godwink.
No.
That's what kills me. Like, what's not Godwinky about this dude going, I don't really know this girl, but I'm going to give her part of my liver, and then they fall in love. That sounds like a freaking Godwink to me. This is just nonsense.
But you believe it happened.
I believe that he got run over and then he lived.
And the doctor, you don't think the doctor had the
day
class?
of the surgery? No.
Do you think the vitals dropped when she walked out of the room?
I think that someone probably said that. I don't think it consistently did that. No, I think it happened one time. I think they were fine. She walked out. They dropped at the same time. That's what I think happened.
I don't doubt the credibility of the story.
When did you stop believing in God?
That is not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm getting
all.
out of this. Gosh.
Atheist boy.
Patrick, do you have any more?
No, it's just like all too convenient. Like that's right. If I'm not familiar with the real story of this, but if it took place in summer, you know, we're just kind of like the writers just kind of tweak things to fit into the narrative that they want for the movie. So then it's not really about the people that it was,
or the God, the God that's winking
happening to. Yeah. So
right.
I don't know. I don't really like that. So
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Patrick, but to give me a hard time about not believing in God, what I'm saying is this trivializes belief in God.
It was what the kids call a joke.
I know.
We're all with you.
But my whole point is this trivializes the whole thing. That's why it's probably more offensive to people that actually believe in God than the people that don't. People that don't are like, yeah, that checks out. It's just random. Whereas the people that believe in God are like, this is not how it works at all. Yeah. It's absurd. Well, sorry. Go ahead, Patrick.
Oh no, I am done with the wait what's because the whole movie was one.
All right. So Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Bagosh.
Oshkosh, Bagosh, Wisconsin. Is 8 hours from Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I can't figure out why the Oshkosh Fellowship, that's only taking 4 people, are promoting this in Columbus, Ohio. Why?
Well,
why are the Flyers
half
taking
of
place?
their fellowship is from Columbus?
Why?
I don't know. Maybe
why are they throwing flyers? Why is Kenny out there giving speeches in Columbus, Ohio? I don't know why he's in Columbus, Ohio.
Kenny?
Why is he there? I don't know. And that leads me to this. This fellowship is weird. This is a weird fellowship. I don't understand this fellowship that half the time you're doing this thing that you love, and the other half, you're helping construct houses, which again is great. Please do that. But I don't understand.
I said in my notes, can someone explain this gap year program for 30-somethings to me?
Yeah.
Which is what it is. It's just 2 weeks
long. It's a 2-week gap year program
for 30-somethings
where you get a mentor for 2 weeks and you help somebody construct a house.
Instead of trying to find a job.
Yeah.
I mean, just call, if it's a service project and a mission trip, great. But this is some weird combination.
It's a weird fellowship.
This is great for people who are 19. It doesn't work for people who have to pay rent.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Yeah, that's fair. I hated every time they said the word gamer, and they said gamer a lot. I just wrote that down. Didn't like it. Made me feel weird. They're passing out flyers for some party or something. I don't know.
Cody Frizz.
And they're handing out flyers, and he runs up and he just hands the flyer.
That's the weirdest scene of this movie.
And gosh, what does he say when he hands him the flyer?
I got it written down.
Go ahead.
If you'd like help. He catches this woman who is she's working out. She's exercising. He's out of breath. He hands her a flyer and he says, "It's a casual affair. Feel free to run by, but not at this pace because you're killing me."
And with no other information about what is a casual affair.
But why are you trying to keep up with her? And it's not her fault that she's running that fast. She's trying to exercise. You're trying to catch her to hand her a flyer.
Can you? How would you feel if you're out for your nightly run and someone runs up and be like, "It's a casual affair"? That's terrifying, and that's why you carry mace.
Can you imagine if imagine if you're out for a run and someone runs up to you and says, "Slow down, I can't catch you"?
Yeah,
because that's what he says.
So she breaks the news. Hey, I got a boyfriend. and he's like, listen, I can't help you here. You got to figure this out on your own. The next scene proceeds to slow dance with her and help her figure this out.
Yep. Sure does.
He wouldn't be a good pastor. I listen, he wouldn't be a good pastor. So it's good that he failed. I think what Panda's getting at here is that it's it is very hard to fail.
Yes. But he's doing it.
Listen, the world would be a better place if they told pastors that shouldn't be pastors that you shouldn't be pastors. Right. But they don't. That's what I think we're getting at.
It does not happen often.
Doesn't happen often.
Or let me say it like this. If he fails a class, I don't think it's preaching class that he fails. It's another class that he ends up just
like Greek, Hebrew. Good freaking luck, buddy.
Something like that, bud.
Dude,
go ahead.
My guy,
hermeneutics.
My guy crushed Hebrew,
but he couldn't deal with.
He just is like, I can't put it together.
I've never been more offended for Kringles.
Oh my goodness!
What was that?
In my entire
like guys, angel food cake with icing.
You know we love Kringles here. We have a Kringle sponsor.
Racine Danish Kringle, Kringle.com. Go get you some Kringles.
Yep.
Whatever this was here in the movie was not a Kringle. And I was offended. It did not look good, and it did a disservice to the wonderful treat that is Kringle.
So disappointing.
Please go buy a Kringle, try a Kringle. They will change your life. This was not that. Everything else in this movie gets a pass. What doesn't get a pass is the disservice
oh my gosh.
that they did to Kringle here. Why write Kringle into this movie if you're going to use that?
Patrick, have you had a Kringle?
I have not had a Kringle, but I could tell that was not one because
And
I've
we
seen
gotta,
one
we
before.
gotta send Patrick.
We
Kringle.
do.
Yeah,
and
we
also,
do.
you live in Chicago. Like, you're in the Midwest. Like,
Surely there's Kringle in
got to be
Chicago,
Kringle
right?
around, buddy.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't eat baked goods, really.
You don't eat baked goods?
I mean, I eat bread.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Say no more.
Patrick, do you need a
like,
hug?
I'm like Oprah, okay? I love bread, all right? That's all I know.
I love bread. I don't like pastry.
Yeah.
My last one is: did they bring the whole candle setup to the hospital?
Yeah, they did.
They brought the whole candle setup to the hospital.
5 of those bad
That's
boys.
bold. That's big commitment, and I
Big
appreciate
time.
it. Dan?
All of the following things. Every time there's a Godwink in this movie, you hear a chime.
Chime.
According to this film, all of the following things are considered Godwinks.
Go ahead.
Handing an application to someone. Sharing a cab. And the fact that they might have met as children. I'm going to read them again for those Baptists in the back. Handing someone an application for the fellowship you're trying to recruit people to. Godwink.
Okay, stop there. I'll make an argument for that one. That's a Godwink because without that happening, he would have
wouldn't-
never met her
Got it.
and
'Cause
gotten run over.
Without an application, he wouldn't have been in the fellowship.
He wouldn't have been in
Get
the
out of
fellowship.
town. Unbelievable. Sharing a cab.
Okay, so that was big because they got to talk.
They wouldn't have
They
talked,
wouldn't have talked
otherwise.
otherwise.
At the fellowship.
At
They're
the
both
Because
going.
there's only 3 other people in the
That's right.
fellowship.
You never know when you're going to talk to them. And the fact that they could have, good luck here. They look and they go, oh, I both went there. We both went to that church. Maybe we met as kids, but they don't know for sure. Chimes. They could have met as kids. What do you got, B?
I don't have anything for that one.
Those are Godwinks in this movie.
Hey,
pal.
I have a fun Godwink. This is true. Okay.
Let's hear it.
When I was 10 years old, I drove through, I lived in a different town. We drove and visited my current town where I live, and we drove past my wife's home. Godwink.
Yeah, okay, I guess. But I mean, here's the thing is our resident heckler, Beth Smith, is in the chat, just fact checking us on all the things that really happened in this story. Beth, we're not saying the story didn't happen. What we're saying is, one, there's a liberal use of Godwink here that just waters the whole thing down and makes it dumb. And two, the story clearly isn't good enough for the movie makers on its own. Because yes, I'm sure the guy went to the class for the liver surgery, and yes, but it didn't happen on Christmas Eve like this. And
They're toying with enough of the facts that make it ridiculous.
and then they add these as Godwinks that are just not Godwinks. They're not even close. The first scene of this movie is the girl and her boyfriend and her dad. And they make a joke about needing to bag up the rest of this food. And there is no joking about having literally 20 pounds of food on the table
There's
for
a
3
ton.
people. It is the most food I've ever seen for 3 people in my life. People are going hungry. There are starving children everywhere. You have enough food for your entire neighborhood to eat. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm serious. At one point, I believe our leading lady says, my mom, who is a nurse, would say, patients don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I am sorry. I have done this bit on this show before. I would rather have a competent, skilled nurse that doesn't care about me personally than the reverse of that. When they're finding a vein to stick a needle in, I don't care if they know where I went to high school. I want them to be good at the job. That is just patently false, right?
You wouldn't get it, I don't think.
Well, they
'cause-
missed me 6 times, and now I've got hypertension. But, they did ask me about my favorite sports teams. Stop it. Just stop it. Someone comes up with a name for the thing they're doing for this family, and they go, I've got it. We'll call it Operation Home for the Holidays. And someone just stops cold in their tracks, like they just said the name of the movie, which they didn't. And they go, that's brilliant. I mean, at the very least, it's like, a C-. I mean, it was the obvious name on the table. Brilliant is a stretch. This guy who failed his preaching classes and can't figure out he wants to be a columnist for dang near all of the runtime of this movie. He writes an article and the editor goes, congratulations, man. You made the front page. And then he proceeds to hand him a 2-page laminated, a single sheet laminated front and back. So I've got to be honest. If your article is on a single sheet front and back, depending on which side you pick up first, you have made the front page. You've made it. You've made it.
You know what? That's a beautiful way to look at that. That's a beautiful way to look at that.
You've made it.
Some people might say you're on the back page. No. It all depends on how you look at it.
He's a glass half full kind of guy. I just can't believe they had the audacity to be like, hey, sport, front page. There's one page. One. It has to be front page. I do want to be clear. She ends a 5-year relationship and then flies to start a new relationship the same day. Stone cold.
That's brutal.
Stone cold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ends a 5-year relationship.
That's brutal, man.
And flies to start a new relationship on the same day. But my biggest is the big time, big city New York publication that wants regular columns only from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I'll say it one more time. There is a big time, big city, New York, what appears to be newspaper that wants regular, hard-hitting columns, but they want that columnist to stay in Oshkosh, Wisconsin to write the columns.
They'll call this the column Oshkosh, oh my gosh.
Oshkosh.
A weekly story that you won't believe.
Yeah.
From Oshkosh.
From Oshkosh.
And it's a good thing we took care of the truck running him running himself over with his own truck in the fields. That helps.
That helps.
Let's talk about what the Hallmark Inspired show we wonder what it could have been. Maybe having give some clarity to the questions that we still have. Panda.
I want to know what there's several questions. I want to know how they were able to salvage the computer, because that computer is burnt to a crisp. The other thing I just want to mention about this is what they thought it meant when the fire destroyed everything. Because Glenn says the fire has destroyed everything. And then they go in and they look at just the computer and they go, I can't believe that this is all that's left. I don't think I got how bad it was. That's a direct quote. Yeah. And now I just want to know what they thought the fire destroyed everything meant. Because when I hear that, everything, I think they kind of undersold it with the computer still being left. I gotta be honest with you. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, Patrick, what are you still wondering about?
I'm still wondering about Tony and his muscles and what they're doing. What are they up to? We didn't see enough of Tony. I like that guy. He was a nice dad. He clearly works out. So I want to know what he's up to. Maybe he's divorced and maybe he's, switch teams. I'm here for you, Tony.
Not that you've given it any thought. But,
well, the actor follows me on Instagram, so
he's
we're
a Lifetime
close.
Stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's like a Lifetime murder guy. He's always like the murder boyfriend.
Yeah, well, you can take this clip and you can post it and
see what happens.
Find out.
Right there we go. It's a Godwink.
Godwink. I have a pretty good suspicion that this fellowship is a cult.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I just need someone from this movie to confirm, because otherwise it makes no sense. The only way it makes sense is if this fellowship is a cult.
True.
Otherwise, it's nothing. So I just want somebody out there to confirm it for me. Dan?
Yeah. So in this movie, this girl has a 5-year relationship with Danny, breaks up with Danny on Christmas Eve, right?
Yes.
Christmas Eve, you bought me a house, break up with you, fly, and all these Godwinks happen to put these two kids together. If all of these are Godwinks, what is happening to Danny in this movie, and what do we call those?
Listen,
Dan, there's no reason to get
God winks in mysterious ways, and sometimes it's a real bummer.
So do you think Danny, who's just taking it on the chin all movie, just like getting socked in the mouth all movie, is like, another God wink? I'm Job.
What you know?
just keep coming. Just leave me be, God.
What you don't know is when God winks, there's like a big tailwind behind him.
That's right.
And if you're behind God there, you're going to get blown over. And that's where Danny was. Danny was on the receiving end of the tailwind of God.
I like to think that Danny recovered nicely after this, and that things got better for Danny. Because hey, when the Lord shuts a door, He opens a window.
That's exactly right. We did it, everybody. Congratulations, Patrick. What's that?
Go ahead, let Patrick do his thing.
Patrick,
I believe we have a double decker.
We do today.
Yeah, we
Patrick,
do.
tell everybody about how they can read your stuff and see your things.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, you can find me at lifetimeuncorked.com, where I post all my reviews of Hallmark and Lifetime movies. And I'm on all the social medias at Lifetime Uncorked or at Patrick Miguel.
Love it. Double Decker of the Week.
Wonderful.
It's where Panda does a deep dive into one of the double deckers who've signed up at BramblejamPlus.com. You know things that no one else knows.
They all have such interesting occupations.
They really
It's
do.
really fascinating.
Dan, who do we have today?
Stephanie Preschel.
Stephanie Pressure.
That's Frolmark 55.
You know what?
Frolmark 55.
I hope you have a wonderful life. Go ahead.
She has started a new company. And I think you guys are going to really, really vibe with this.
All right.
We all know that during the holidays, sometimes you have to get around family and things can get a little tense. Well, she has a company called Taking Sides that will come to your family gathering, and they will always take your side.
Sides.
They're going to
Okay.
take my
So
the
a
sides
group of people.
they're going to come and they're going
This
to
is
take all
very
of the
tricky, though,
sides
because
around
sometimes-
the table, aren't they?
That is accurate.
They're going
Yes.
to come and they're not going to take the meat. They're going to take all the sides.
Take the sides. Help clear it out for you.
I hate this company because I only want
Are they
the sides.
taking the sides after we're done eating?
Done what we've done?
Yeah. That way,
They-
no leftovers.
It's just a cleaning service.
No. They'll eat them.
In front of you?
I don't ask questions. I'm just telling you, I already have. That way, you're not having to pack them up. You hate packing up sides, don't you?
I do. I don't eat leftovers as a rule.
Yeah, exactly. So this is perfect. There's no waste, Dan.
Yeah, but is there?
But they're taking
Okay.
it, right?
Yes, they do take it.
Stephanie, I don't know if this is a good business model.
I think it's a great business model.
How many people do they send?
Well, it depends on the family gathering. Because if you have like 50 people in your family gathering, you're going to need at least 4 or 5 people to go clear the sides, right? So I would say now my thing is they send about 5-10 people
Wow.
to clear the sides.
clear the sides.
All right.
Take the sides.
Take the sides.
All right.
Take sides.
Stephanie.
All right. I like it. We did it, everybody. We're going to be back tomorrow with another episode. Patrick, you're the best. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.